The first few pages of the oscillator zoom window are pretty unique, and each one is a fairly deep concept that would take a very long time to go into. So I'm just going to kind of introduce you to this concept of FM synthesis, ring modulation, and the wave shaper, and show you what the effect would be on your sound when you utilize it, and perhaps trigger a little awareness of why you might want to learn more about that concept. The first page, FM synthesis, frequency modulation. Basically, you're going to use a carrier frequency, a different wave shape to modulate the sound that you're working with. So I'm working with this sampled 80s synth. And by enabling frequency modulation, I've got the modulator over here, the other wave. I can pick the shape of it, and then I can adjust the frequency of it, how fast it's moving. Listen to how thick it gets because that modulator is changing the wave shape, and it really adds, you hear all these harmonics and things that you couldn't hear before. They're getting brought out. And in boost mode, you can hear it even more. And these controls over here on the right will adjust the wave in a few different ways between the symmetry and the synchronization between the two waves, and you'll see a visual representation of what you're doing on the modulator. So you can really get a thickness that wasn't possible before with frequency modulation. Ring modulation will really bring out some of those upper level harmonics and overtones. You can really hear some cool, wacky sounds. It's like you hear the sound tearing itself apart as you adjust that. The same thing on the right-hand side here, the shape, symmetry, and synchronization rate of that. You'll see the visual representation change in the modulator on the left side. Finally, the wave shaper is the only one of those three that has its own presets. The wave shaper is different ways that it can change the wave you're working with to be crushed, compressed, zoomed in, zoomed out, all sorts of different ways. So you can use crusher, bit crusher, represent it at a different depth, and the presets will let you activate the different portions of the wave shaper in different ways. So as I activate some different ones, you'll hear the bit crusher get kicked in, the shaper get kicked in, and different routes the audio path can take. So this is not adding things that aren't there as much as taking the wave that is there and shaping it and modifying it, honing off the edges and representing it at different bit rates. And it's pretty neat how it gives you some different presets, and you can create your own as well. So if you want to change it, you can save over it, or you can copy and paste it to a new section.